In this video, I'll be teaching how to open an account in Kraken, which is one of the leading exchanges here in the US. And it has more than 20 to 25 digital assets that can be bought on this exchange, including Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and some of the most promising digital assets of the future. So once you log into kraken.com, you need to, if you have not yet opened an account here, you need to go and hit sign up. And when you hit sign up, you basically get to the registration page where you need to set up your uh, a personal account. So need to give your email address, a username, which should be unique, and then your password. And like I said, in other account openings, you should give a password which is unique for each exchange, so that even if it gets hacked for some unfortunate incident, they don't use the same password and get into your other accounts. So make sure your password is very strong and it's unique for each of the exchanges accounts that you are opening. You should always click never whenever it prompts you to open a smart lock and save the password. You don't want to save your password on the Chrome or whatever browser that you're using. So this would essentially send you an activation key. So you need to log in back to your account, the Gmail account or whatever email account that you had used, and search for the activation key. So in this case, I will have to open my account here. So I have to go to Gmail, use the account to open and look for the activation key. In this case, this is the activation key. You need to copy this into your Kraken account and then activate your account. So once you have activated the account, like you said, like you saw, you need to get into the Kraken, and this would essentially set up your account. So now you are good to go. the next thing that I'll be teaching you in setting up the account is how to deposit money into the Kraken. And this is a fairly straight process. You need to first, if you are in the US, always make sure you are looking at the XPT, which is Bitcoin to USD pair, so that all the values here are being shown in a Bitcoin to dollar pair. And here, as you would see, you can first go to funding. It says, welcome to Kraken. Thanks for signing up. To deposit, trade, and withdraw, please get verified. So you have to go through different layers of verification process, and this could take some time. So there is tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, different verification tiers, and you need to pass through each one of them. So you should hit please get verified. In the tier 0, you are already verified, so it shows you the status here. Okay, now in tier 1, in order to deposit and withdraw accounts, you need to basically give all this information. So your full name, your date of birth, country of residence, and phone number. And you need to make sure that you are verified at least till tier 3 level. Okay. In order to get verified, let's just go through this verification process. So you need to first go and give your full name, date of birth, country of residence, and phone number. So go and hit the Get Verified tab. And once you hit the Get Verified tab, you need to basically make sure that you are tier 2, tier 1 verified first. So scroll down, and when you scroll down, you will see that for tier 1, it's asking you for your full name, date of birth, country, state, phone number. So please go and provide these addresses. Once you provide them, it'll typically take some time before they get back to you, and you can always send an email to support@kraken.com, and they would essentially send you by what time frame. Usually they are very responsive, so within 24 to 48 hours you'll hear back from them. And you need to make sure that you go through tier 1, tier 2, uh, tier 2. So until unless you clear tier 1, you can't even get tier 2 verified. So you need to go through tier 1 first. So once you apply for tier 1, then you try to get tier 2 verification. In tier 2, you need to give all your addresses. So once you fill in this information, then you can go to tier 3. Only when you get to tier 3 level, you would be able to, uh, you know, transfer funds from your local bank. So you need to wire money into Kraken. And typically, like for domestic wires, you would be paying $25 or $30 for wiring that money. And then you should see this in your account in the Kraken exchange within a day or two. So please make sure you go through all this process. And a couple of other notes here while we are at the Kraken exchange is we also need to set up the two-factor authentication for Kraken. And the way we do this is uh, for especially for Kraken is we need to use gauth account, which is, as you can see here, it's the Google Authenticator account. And you need to basically download the Google Authenticator. It's very important, especially for Kraken. So if you're using an iPhone or you're using any other phone, Android phone, make sure you download a gauth app. And once you download that gauth app, you should come back here, turn on uh, turn on this gauth app. Okay, so you once you turn on the two-factor authentication, it will ask you how to scan this barcode. So you should go back to your gauth account, app on your iPhone, and also make sure you do a couple of housekeeping items. So this authenticator secret code that you see at the top, you should note it down in a piece of paper, or store it in your local computer. So both things are important. You need to make sure that you write it down on a piece of paper in case you lose your laptop, and also at the same time you need to make sure that you also like keep a soft copy in your laptop from wherever you are accessing these exchanges. So you can open a notes, make sure you go and save this the secret key, and make sure you also keep note it down like in a piece of paper which you can keep it safe in your home. The reason we do this is in case your iPhone or your other phone gets stolen from where you are accessing the two-factor authentication through the gauth app. You don't want to be in a position to not be able to access your exchange account again. So in that case, you need this authenticator secret code, so that when you install the gauth app again on a new iPhone or any other phone, you can give this same secret code to re-establish your two-factor authentication on the new phone. And then what you essentially need to do is once you have downloaded your gauth app, you need to go and basically make sure that you are scanning this barcode. So, you just hit the plus button in your gauth app, and it'll ask you, do you want to enter it manually or do you want to scan it? And once you scan it, it'll add a new account in the and so Kraken and the 6-digit code. So you have to basically give that 6-digit code here and then save it. So now you have set up the two-factor authentication. See, now it shows that the two-factor authentication has been set up for signing in. So next time, whenever you sign in, you need to also open your GAuth app and then essentially sign in. Uh, there are some other housekeeping items we can also do while we are in the Kraken account here. So, for example, for deposits and withdrawals, you can set up your two-factor authentication. Uh, there are various methods of two-factor authentication, but like I said, in case you don't have a YubiKey already, the GAuth is the best mode for two-factor authentication. So use this, set it up for both depositing and withdrawing funds. You don't want someone to get into your accounts for whatever reason and then be able to withdraw the funds until unless they have the two-factor authentication. So click both of them, hit next, and you should also save this secret code. This secret code is different from the one given priorly because this is just for your authenticator for the withdrawal and deposit. So go ahead and give this authenticator password, hit save, and the password changes like within 30 seconds, so you need to make sure that if you are giving the right password, it's quick. Okay, so now you see that even for deposits and withdrawals, the two-factor authentication has been set up. There are two other things that we need to do on the Kraken Exchange. One is to make sure that if we are trading, especially from the app, typically we will use a desktop for trading. But if we do download the Kraken app on your mobile device, we want to make sure that two-factor authentication is turned for this. So you need to do a similar set of exercise from scanning your barcode and then using the GAuth app to set up this trading two-factor authentication. And this is a very important step to set up your master key. And we will use the GAuth app to set up the master key. And it's the same set of instructions. Make sure you save this authenticator secret code, then scan the barcode. So go to your authenticate GAuth app, hit the plus sign at the top, hit scan barcode, it'll scan it, and then it will create a master key. And the master key setup is very important. You need to make sure this master key you have saved in a soft copy as well as you have written it down on a piece of paper just for your digital assets. Hit save, and this should basically set up the master key for the Kraken Exchange account. So with this, we are kind of fully set up on the Kraken Exchange account. The only thing that you need to make sure is you have gone through the process of tier 0, tier 1, tier 2 settings, and you need to upload your documents and make sure you are properly verified to get your account established and good status. Once you do that, you need to go to funding. Let's say when you are ready to send your first $500 or $1,000 to deposit into the Kraken Exchange account, go to funding tab, um, and then say deposit. you need to click a USD here. So you are basically depositing dollar into the Kraken, and hit USD, and then as you see, you know, the minimum USD you can deposit, and then hit exchange. I accept. This deposit is not really USDT, but it's actually USD, which is your dollar. Okay, so the USD deposit is not being showing here because you have not yet established the tier 2 and 3. So we need to wait until you do that exercise. So once you complete your get verified accounts, you should be able to go back to funding, and here you should be able to see a USD value. Okay, and once you go back into funding and see a USD here, all you need to do is click that USD, and then you will get a set of instructions on how to send money from your local bank through wire. And Kraken charges $5 for the incoming wire, and then your bank would charge probably like $20 to $25 to send money to Kraken. And once you do that, you should be able to see the money overnight. So it's typically a 24-hour. You should be able to see your money in the Kraken Exchange account, and then you can start trading by going to the trade button. Okay, like you're seeing, you don't see any balance here because you're still waiting for the process to get completed. Thanks a lot for watching this video and subscribing to EzFin. Thank you.